Things Green is brought to you in part by
John Delmatoff Backhoe Service has been serving Southern California for over 22 years and is a proud supporter of Things Green.
Being out in the yard and garden has never been so much fun. With our many playful laser-cut pet, garden, and yard signs. More information at InStyleSteel.com.
For nearly 90 years, the Bonide family has provided solutions to lawn and garden pest problems. Whether it's an insecticide, weed killer, fungicide, or plant care product, Bonide products will provide you the best solution to your lawn, garden, or home pest problem.
Southland Sod Farms, creators of genuine marathon sod. Pre-grown tall fescue grass. More information at sod.com.
Dram Garden Products, makers of watering tools since the 1940s. Committed to saving water with handheld tools, hoses, and water wands. More information at dram.com.
And that's the way you keep your plants moist. Hi, I'm inviting you to come down to one of the free home shows where I give free garden talks. All you have to do is go to my website, thingsgreen.com, to see when the dates and the venues are at. Today on Things Green, we have a very exciting program for you. We're going to be walking on the moon. No, it just feels like we're walking on the moon. And let me tell you, we're doing bee activity stuff, and they lent me this suit to use. And I got to tell you, it's not exactly the most fashionable thing, as you can imagine. So that notwithstanding, let's go see what makes America's farmers thrive, and that's the world of bees. Come along. All right, I'm not too sure why you gave me this suit that doesn't really fit.
Well, I forgot how tall you were, and I bought a suit that I thought would work for both of us.
Hey, well, thanks for inviting us out over here to your operation. I see you're growing bees, and you're doing this for a hobby, right?
Yeah, this is my hobby, and nice. It supplies enough honey for everyone I know, and you know, and then some, baking, huh? Yeah.
Okay, now I hear a lot of buzzing going on. I'm in a suit. My whole staff.
I was on the, yes, I wanted to err on the side of caution.
Okay.
And, you know, I think these are fairly nice bees. And sometimes, you know, if we do a lot of going through the hive, there can be a lot of bees flying around. And if they land on someone and the person kind of freaks out, it freaks the bee out, and that's usually when they sting. Or, you know, with you having a beard, they get caught in your beard, they freak out, they sting.
You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hives. Is that pretty normal?
Boxes.
Boxes.
This is one hive.
Oh, one hive, 5 boxes.
Yeah, this is one hive.
Taller than that?
Yeah, you could look down there. I got, well, those are all empty boxes there, but there's a couple that are a little higher.
Okay.
But
now, what makes this a suit that is okay to wear around bees?
Well, this is actually especially designed. Me and you have a suit. This is a breezy suit. It's like a triple layered suit, and the design is that the stinger kit is not long enough to sting through the layers of this suit. Plus, it lets the air travel through the suit.
Okay, so we're supposed to be, and I left an extra. It's hot today, by the way. And I should have taken off one of my shirts.
Yes. Yeah. I'm in shorts, and usually I'll just be in my tank top.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm a little overdressed for the occasion.
Yes, because I know these extra layers. So.
Oh, okay, then I've got the extra layers. All right. So, holy smokes! What? No, smoke?
No. We already gave. So let's.
What do we do with it? This is amazing. We're not going to take this to extract the honey, are we?
These are the frames that we're going to pull.
We're going to take all these bees inside?
No. Like it says.
Oh my goodness! These things are. I've never been this close to so many bees.
So these are all our bees, and see, when you give them smoke, the way they get, like, the smoke doesn't make them calm. What it is when you smoke them, they want to eat. They want to gorge themselves on the honey, and they get lethargic, and that's what makes them calm.
So they're really eating honey?
Yeah.
Isn't honey actually, I'm going to say it, bee throw up? Isn't that what it is?
Well, you know, sometimes you, like you said, you don't want to know all the details.
That's one of the details.
But basically, yes, the bee travels around and he collects nectar from all the flowers. Okay. And then he comes back to the hive, and some are just forager bees, and then some are bees that work in the hive. So he may pass that nectar off to another bee, and then that
No way.
and that bee will go put it, he'll find a spot in the frame.
So the one is ralphing into the other one's mouth, and then that one's taking it.
Yeah, or he goes back and he puts it, or you know, he puts it back to where it goes. But they're all working together. They're all working together to get the nectar in the frame, so that in the course of time, through them venting the hive, it'll evaporate and turn into honey. And at that point is when they cap off the honey. And when we go to extract, you'll see how we take the caps off to remove the honey.
Okay, so here's the confusing part for me. There's no way you're going to be extracting this stuff right now. How do we get the bees out of here?
Well, so if we were pressed for time, we would basically go in here and we would take the frame out. And so that's 100% honey. You can see that guy, he's just helping himself. He's either, you know, he's bringing it or taking it. You know, we don't know. I think since we smoked, they're helping themselves to the honey.
So I've never actually seen, can I hold it?
Yeah, here, you hold the frame. These are the ears of the frame, and you'll, instead of gouging the honey.
I've never done this in my life. All right, Serena, can you get a close up on that? Look at that. Oh my. I have never done this. I've been around so many bees. And you know what really fascinates me? Serena here, she cannot stand bugs. And she's just into this like nothing else. This is really pretty cool. Okay, so look at they all around. Okay, so these guys are all around.
Yeah, so if we had, like you said, me and you were working this hive together, I could have an empty box and I'd have my brush, and we'd just brush. We'd you know, give these guys a little sweep.
Oh, you just ticked them
yeah,
off. Look
no,
at them,
they're just.
Am I getting stung in my head? I felt like I did a couple times.
So, like you said, we'd have our empty box here, and basically you'd go through the hive and you're looking for frames that look like they're all capped. So you'd see this frame, you'd see that frame, and you'd say, okay, these are ready for extracting. And I'd come over here and I'd either, you know, try to sweep them off real quick like this. You know, we're just giving them a little light brush. You don't want to roll them. If you roll them, then you run the risk of hurting them. So when you're sweeping, you're kind of giving a little, like if you just drag it, you'll roll them, and then that's it, you'll hurt them. So when you sweep, you want to give it like a little brushing. And look there's no bees on this. Well, there's one guy. So we'll just come over here and we'll put them in that box, and we'll repeat the process till we fill up all our boxes with all the frames that are ready to extract, you know? And so we'll go through, we'll show.
Why am I not afraid?
You want to.
This is amazing. This is amazing. Although I feel like my head's getting nailed the whole time.
Well, no, they're not even on you.
Is that right?
Yeah.
You just saying that to make me feel good?
No, there's literally 0 bees on you.
Wow.
So.
Okay, so we have to fill up these boxes. How many boxes are we going to fill up today?
Well, we'll just go through and we'll see how many. There's really only 2. This is the queen excluder, which keeps the queen in these lower boxes.
So you don't even touch that?
So we won't even touch those. So possibly there's 2 good boxes on this hive. And we'll go through all the hives since we're going to extract honey.
Take them inside.
Yeah.
All right, what are we up to now?
All right, so we had these frames that we pulled out the hive, and we're gonna go ahead and uncap them.
Uncap them, now what does that mean?
So the bees will put a layer of wax on the frame when it's ready.
Oh, it comes out pretty
so
easy.
This is like 100% capped, and then this is something where they didn't cap it.
Let me take a look at that now. Okay, so capping means that it's all full.
Yeah, and these open cells, they haven't capped them yet. Because there's no honey in there. They didn't put no nectar in there, and so they haven't capped it.
Okay, but they started building it.
They started building it out, and you could see there's a little in there.
So is that something that we would take honey out of?
No, this is just
too small.
Yeah.
So we could just take that and put it back. We could put it back in the hive outside, and then they'll do their...
Yeah, and they'll
their
finish it up. But this
Okay,
is
so what do we do
pretty
now?
much both sides. So in order to extract the honey, we got a hot knife. And the
Okay.
hot knife is going to basically take all the caps
Oh, look at that.
off of
That's on fire. No way.
So-
I remember as a kid, I used to take
So now we have this,
the comb stuff. I used to eat the like gum.
and there's our extractor right there.
Okay. So
And we're gonna go ahead, and there's some grooves in here, and we're gonna go ahead and just slide that in.
and that's it.
And that's it. And we're gonna just repeat the process until we fill up the whole extractor. And
Okay. What? All right. So here, let me take a look at this stuff.
you
right
wanna
here.
try one?
No. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. What do you do with this?
Well, so if it has the honey in it, it's straining out the bottom, so we'll try to get all the honey from the cappings. And then when I'm left with the wax, I melt the wax down, and I either, this frame right here, like you saw, was a plastic insert. And for them to build off of it real nice, I roll it with wax. So this is one where the wax probably wasn't enough, and they didn't really care for it. And that's why you see how there's nothing. They did a little honey here, and the rest is...
Okay, so they could be very particular
Yes.
if they want to be.
Yeah.
Are they like little prima donna? Is that what it is? Or they're prima donna bees?
No, I wouldn't say prima donna.
Okay, so how am I going to do this? And let me get over here. I'm going to do this one.
So basically you're gonna just, the easiest way, I grab the outsides, and so this is gonna make it the easiest for you is to just kind of follow these edges. Usually you just wanna take off just the caps, but for novice, beginners, or even just to make things faster, I'll just usually take it all the way down, and then the frames fit better in the hive usually for me.
All right, so I'm going to
So-
take this hot knife. This is a hot knife here.
Yeah, so
You got to watch yourself.
follow this edge and this edge.
Well, this edge and this edge. This one's not made out of wood. How come?
No, those are 100% a plastic frame.
So am I going to go in a sweep down motion?
Yeah,
or-
you just kind of, and give it a
Follow
little
the-
shimmy back and forth.
Ah, look at this. This is so cool. Do you guys ever wear gloves when you do this kind of stuff? Or you just let
No,
it...
I probably should use some latex gloves, but you know. So you want to be a little faster. Yeah.
Am I burning the honey by doing that?
No, sometimes what happens is if you go slow enough, you're leaving like a sheen of hot wax, and it might kind of,
Be harder to get out.
yeah.
Ah, okay. And then I just flip it around. Hey, this
Yeah.
isn't light. This is pretty heavy here. Although I'm a little bit of a lightweight. So, all right. So we're going to go a little bit faster here. Go, 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 Nick. Go, Nick. Go, go, go. This is so cool. This is what you got to put on one of those videos that, oh, it's so satisfying. All right, so I got goop on the side. Do I take that off?
Yeah, no. That's
Nope.
pure wax, so it's going to be harder to.
So it's already dripping wax there.
Yeah. This is this honey. This is
honey.
all honey that, like you
Oh,
said,
look at
there's
that.
so much honey. There's so much honey on that frame that it's already coming out.
I got some on my shoes. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're sticking in the frame.
There's a little notch on the bottom and a notch on the side,
Okay.
and then that's how.
And how many
basically-
frames fit in there?
There's 20 frames in this extractor.
When I was a youngster, my father, brother, and I, we bought a little house that was in East Los Angeles. And while we were painting the house, we saw that there was like some bees on the outside on the stucco part. And we started busting it open, and it ends up being that, I mean, it was just coming down like this, bees like this. So we called a relative, and he came down, and with no protection, no nothing, he was in there. He harvested the bees, and like a bunch of little kids, my father, brother, and I literally ran away a half a block away,
Yeah.
and they were still following us.
Yeah, it's some bees have a tendency to want to, really, just stick to you, and other bees, like he says, where you could just be keeping in a tank top, and I think it's a lot of where you're at in, regions. And how you manage your bees. And I know when, like he says, so many years go by, I try to requeen with new, gentler stock So this way, you know, I keep gentler hives. I know when they get a little kind of, maybe if they would have swarmed or a new queen took over and she's not as gentle or passive as previous bees.
Really, they'll respond to all that?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm going to respond to the honey that we extract out of that. It looks like we're going to get John over here and you and me. We're going to
we're just going to get all these frames in there.
Let's just start rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
So sometimes, like when they're uncapping, they can't reach all the cap part. So basically what we do is we have this roller and it punches a hole through the cappings. So you just roll it over, and you know, punch through all the stuff that didn't get uncapped.
Really?
So like this one, so it was recessed in a little bit, and he would have had a real hard time like getting it with the hot knife. So then we just come over and, like I say, so it basically rolls and punches holes. So it punches holes in all the cappings, and basically, you know, the honey will come out of the punched hole.
Is that a buzzing sound I hear? What did you bring?
I brought skincare products with bees on them.
They actually have bees on them?
They do. That's our logo.
Wow.
Yes.
Why do you have bees on here?
We have bees on here because we donate more to bee conservation than any other beauty brands.
Really?
Which has been a passion of mine, yeah. I grew up gardening and appreciating them, and making a natural product, obviously pollination's involved in all that extraction, so I wanted to give back to these little creatures.
Wow, and they're so important.
Yes.
Okay, phytophthora.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Plants, flower. So that was actually my first product that I ever made. Phytophthora I initially made because I felt like there was a lack of quality and transparency in a lot of the serums that were out there for people, so I wanted to create something for my own skincare clients that was real high quality extraction. I started working with Ayurvedic doctors and small farms. So that was the birth child.
So for the record, the reason why I'm here and nobody else on my staff is because I was the one voted that says, you're not very pretty, and we got somebody who's gonna make you pretty. So you're gonna make me pretty?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You're already beautiful though.
Okay, what do we have here? Here we have like an eyedropper thing. Is that what this is for, or? Well,
so the reason we pack this, so this is double-walled tinted glass, which protects and preserves a lot of the constituents in this. This is all natural stuff. There's no preservatives in it. There's about 50 different botanicals. So no, you would just put a couple drops on your hand and put it on your face, not directly in your eyes.
I don't have a complete face. I don't have this.
Your beard. Well, no, it's conditioning for the beard too.
Okay, so.
Yeah, you can smell it. It's got lots of great.
It smells good.
Yeah.
I just put it like this?
Yeah, anywhere you want to.
Okay.
Safe around the eyes.
And what's it supposed to do?
So I wanted this to kind of work for everyone as best as possible. It has lots of Ayurvedic properties in it. It has sesame oil, which is a big part. Ayurvedic.
Making up all these words, I think. Okay, Ayurvedic. What's that mean?
Ayurvedic is traditional Indian medicine. It's holistic Indian medicine.
Oh, okay.
And focusing on that sort of as the basis of this particular product, because I work with Ayurvedic doctors on it. So you've got jasmine in it, you have lavender, but a bunch of other great things like hemp seed, sesame.
Okay, so by doing this, what did I just do? What's it supposed to do?
So lots of good amino acids, lots of healing flowers, lots of botanical concentrates that are going to help heal the skin. It's great for eczema. It's great for dry skin. But I also wanted something that would target acne because a lot of my clients have really challenging acne that's dried out too.
Wow.
So basically healing for all types of skin.
Now this is really interesting because if I didn't have the beard, I'm serious. In fact, this is exactly how it worked out.
Yeah.
I had chronic acne.
Yeah.
And literally my face cleared up when I was almost 18 years old, and when I hit 18 years old, I grew the beard, and I've never shaven since.
Wow.
And I know that if I was to cut this off, I'd have potholes all over the place. It'd really be pretty bad. So this kind of stuff would have helped for something like that.
It helps heal it for sure. Wow. Yeah, it helps the scarring and all those good things.
How'd you get started with this?
I got started because I was an esthetician and I worked one-on-one with clients.
Another word up. What's an esthetician?
Esthetician is someone who's licensed to do facials, essentially. I'm a medical esthetician now. I'm also a surgery tech, meaning I assist in surgery.
Oh, nice.
I'm also an herbalist, so I did a lot of studying after.
You're not going to be cutting me up today. Surgery.
Wasn't part of the plan, no.
Okay,
I only do cosmetics, which you don't need any of.
Thank you.
Yes. But yeah, became an esthetician, and after about 15 years, I just had a lot of clients I started mixing stuff up for because I felt like there was a lack of quality in a lot of the products that were out there, so it became sort of a fun thing to play around with it. And I started consulting with cosmetic chemists and just getting better and better and getting more resources for it.
And then how did the bees flew into this?
The bees flew into it. So bees have always been my favorite animal. I grew up gardening with my dad. He's English, so our garden was always bigger than the house, and I would always pick up bees. I thought they were really cute. One had never stung me at any point, so I didn't have a sense of fear of bees or any insects.
I don't care. A bee is this big, but I'm a chicken when it comes to seeing those things.
Yeah, so I've always loved them. And then when it came to creating a product, I wanted to make sure just going to these farms and seeing how much of just one particular plant it would take to make something that small, that we were giving back as much as possible.
Okay, so I got smothered with this. Is this the same type of stuff?
That is a different type of stuff. So Daily Detox is a scrub mask. You can take the stopper off. It's a daily scrub mask. It's got enzymes in it from papaya. There's also avocado in it.
No animal products in any of this?
No animal products in any of it. Some people assume that we make things with bee products, but we don't.
So what do we do with this?
It's a beautiful hue. It's actually a scrub for your skin, so you would eventually wash it off.
Okay. Oh, little sandy stuff.
Yeah, little sandy stuff, jojoba beads, which are wax, which are completely biodegradable. And it's got lots of gorgeous flowers in it too.
It smells good too.
Yeah.
I like that.
Everything fortunately smells good. Sometimes with natural stuff it doesn't necessarily, but.
Wow, this is really neat. Okay, so you know you're almost close on the name over here because it says green chemistry. I would have named it Things Green Chemistry, but you know, I'm Mr. Things
We
Green.
can do an offshoot brand, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And the neato part about this is that you guys do give back to the bees, right?
Yes.
And how does that work?
So I initially consulted with a lot of small apiculture organizations around LA and just places that sold bee products and were beekeepers, and I settled on the Los Angeles the Los Angeles Beekeepers Association.
Oh, yeah, I've met a lot of people through there.
Yeah, they're awesome people, and they help a lot of people do like small beekeeping, big beekeeping.
If the fair ever comes back again, they always have a booth at the fair. Well, listen, thank you very much for coming out and sharing this with us.
Thank you for having me.
This is really, really neat. Am I any prettier? Huh? Am I any prettier? I don't have no idea if I am.
I don't know if you could get prettier.
Oh, look at yeah. Well, again, thank you very much for coming out, and I'm going to dab this one behind the ears.
Yeah. Smell nice too.
Are you working from home? This buys a temporary peace of mind until you realize your home is a magnet for germs and disease. Disinfecting one time is good, but it's not a substitute for routine, ongoing maintenance. The CDC currently recommends routine, frequent cleaning. This gets expensive when you're using can sprays, if you're able to find them these days. Instead, use a recommended bulk cleaning product or disinfectant in a hand pump sprayer that can reach areas with multiple spray patterns. We need to focus on cleaning doorknobs, handrails, the tops and bottoms, counters, toilet seats and handles, plus children toys, to name a few. If it can be touched by germs, it needs to be cleaned everywhere. And having a sprayer in hand at all times gives you comfort knowing it'll be hard to run out because you can simply make another batch to protect you and your loved ones. Thanks for joining me on another excursion of Things Green. Our goal is to educate, inform, and entertain so you can become exposed to a green lifestyle inside and outside of the home and community, all on your terms. Join me next time right here as we help you with Things Green.
John Delmatoff Backhoe Service has been serving Southern California for over 22 years and is a proud supporter of Things Green.
Being out in the yard and garden has never been so much fun. With our many playful laser-cut pet, garden, and yard signs. More information at InStyleSteel.com.
For nearly 90 years, the Bonide family has provided solutions to lawn and garden pest problems. Whether it's an insecticide, weed killer, fungicide, or plant care product, Bonide products will provide you the best solution to your lawn, garden, or home pest problem.
Southland Sod Farms, creators of genuine marathon sod. Pre-grown, tall fescue grass. More information at sod.com.
Dram Garden Products, makers of watering tools since the 1940s. Committed to saving water with handheld tools, hoses, and water wands. More information at dram.com.
And that's the way you keep your plants moist. Hi, I'm inviting you to come down to one of the free home shows where I give free garden talks. All you have to do is go to my website, thingsgreen.com, to see when the dates and the venues are at. If you could live green, would you? I'm Nick Federoff, host of Things Green, where we introduce nuggets of green lifestyle from gardening, upcycling, answering your questions, sustainability, even discussing environmental issues. You can become more confident in making the right decisions for you and your family. So come along as we are Things Green.
Things Green is brought to you in part by
John Delmatoff Backhoe Service has been serving Southern California for over 22 years and is a proud supporter of Things Green.
Being out in the yard and garden has never been so much fun. With our many playful laser-cut pet, garden, and yard signs. More information at InStyleSteel.com.
For nearly 90 years, the Bonide family has provided solutions to lawn and garden pest problems. Whether it's an insecticide, weed killer, fungicide, or plant care product, Bonide products will provide you the best solution to your lawn, garden, or home pest problem.
Southland Sod Farms, creators of genuine marathon sod. Pre-grown, tall fescue grass. More information at sod.com.
Dram Garden Products, makers of watering tools since the 1940s. Committed to saving water with handheld tools, hoses, and water wands. More information at dram.com.
And that's the way you keep your plants moist. Hi, I'm inviting you to come down to one of the free home shows where I give free garden talks. All you have to do is go to my website, thingsgreen.com, to see when the dates and the venues are at. Okay, so we had a really big debate at my office. You guys have to settle this debate. I keep on saying that we're going to come up to a company that handles rubbish, because you have a rubbish truck. They, in their youth, had no idea what the word rubbish meant.
Well, with that being said, we are called sanitation engineers.
Oh, excuse me. Okay, they were figuring it was trash truck.
Okay.
That's the common term for it, yes.
Is it more of a common term? Yeah, because I've always said rubbish truck. So no one's right and nobody's wrong.
Correct. Correct. We're all right and wrong at the same time.
Okay, so we're here today because the world of trash has changed. I remember when I was a little kid, I used to be able to go with my father on his pickup truck or trailer, drive down to the county dump, and while he was unloading construction material, what would happen was that I got to run around the whole place, and if I saw something that somebody was throwing away, and it was what I thought was of value, you know, one man's junk is another man's treasure.
Right.
I'd pick it up and I would bring it and I'd throw. We'd take back more trash than we did that we left off over there. That's not the case anymore, is it?
No can do.
No can do, huh?
Yeah, unfortunately, every place, because of how tight it is, the quarters, the tractors that are out there, you have to dump and out. There have been too many people who've been out scavenging, who've actually gotten run over by the tractors.
And those are huge tractors. I mean, they're bigger than houses, it seems like. Just ginormous things. So they don't want people running around anymore.
Nope.
Huh?
Nope.
Liabilities too, that they don't want anybody scavenging, or mainly it's for accidents. Just a lot of people get run over.
Now, I haven't been to the dump in, probably 20 plus years. I understand you can't even drive up there any longer.
Oh, the dump's closed.
Oh, it's actually closed?
Yeah, Pointy Hill's the biggest landfill here in Southern California, closed. So basically here in Southern California or the LA County area, it's transfer stations.
Transfer stations. What does that mean?
Basically, you go there, dump the trash, they put it into the
353-foot containers and haul it, or they're special trucks made to haul the trash. It has walking floors.
Yeah.
And they load up the trucks, and then it has like a chain-driven concoction there that it pushes the trash out of the truck once you get to the landfill, which now are out in the desert, or there's another one in Silmar.
Well, you got some in Orange County,
Orange
but
County
everything's closing.
Really? So you can't even dump there any longer?
You
mean, you can at the bottom. I've seen that. It looks like
correct.
Like a building people are driving in and out of.
That's what a transfer station is. Everything is enclosed. There's nothing out in the open anymore.
It's expensive to do that way.
It is a lot more expensive.
Yeah.
When I first started, we used to pay $2 a ton to dump.
Yeah.
Right now, I mean, it's as much as $100 a ton.
No.
We have Surf burner in Long Beach, it's $100 a ton.
All right, so guys, things have changed a lot. You guys have these beautiful trucks, and there's something about them that I understand is so much different than the days when I was in the business. And that is that you guys are really into the sustainability factor of what people are looking for nowadays.
Yes.
Correct. What we have now, we don't have diesels anymore. It's running on natural gas.
Wow.
And now it's renewable natural gas. It's not just natural gas anymore.
Okay, what is renewable natural gas? Used again?
Basically what it is we are contracted with a company who has a facility at a cattle farm. They're taking all of the methane. They're taking the methane out of the cattle farm.
Okay.
And then they process it into a gas. They clean it up, and then they insert it back into the natural gas line. And I've contracted with it's called US Gain, basically, and they have contract with them for 5 years to buy this renewable gas.
Wow.
I don't know if you noticed at the landfill as well, when you went there the last time, I don't know if you noticed pipes around the perimeter of the facility, pretty much all around the mountain, and the building on the back with the smokestack coming out of it all
You
the
guys
time.
see fire and stuff coming out
So
of there.
they're pulling all the methane out of the trash that's been decomposing over time.
Yet there's no cows over there.
Right,
It's all from the
correct,
trash being
correct,
generated.
yes. So that's also natural gas that it's being made there.
Okay, okay.
So that's where you get
So
the renewable.
you showed me a little bit earlier an old school truck that you have on the property, and the muffler system, I guess you would call that. And there was practically nothing there. But here you've got this big old monster of stuff here. Why? What's the difference?
Well, this is called a near zero engine. Basically, one of the issues with the first CNG or compressed natural gas trucks is that they had too much NOx coming out of the emission. So this basically,
Whoa, what's NOx?
NOx is a
natural, right?
It has to do with smog.
Okay, fair enough.
It causes the smog issues. Okay. So basically, this is a system that takes all the NOx out, and they call it a near zero engine, almost as good as electric.
No.
Yep.
Okay. Are these okay? So these are actual regular trucks. I mean, so the big old motors that are inside of them, right?
Well, they're still there. The engine, it's somewhere in there.
underneath the cab.
Yeah. Okay, so everything is still underneath this thing, but yet when it's doing its magic inside to power this monster, it's the energy from the fire and the triggering of everything inside there has to go in here. So are you seeing any kind of, that's cold, do you see any kind of exhaust?
No.
No.
You remember the good old days going down the freeway, the puffing smoke of all the diesel engines? You won't see it here.
Buses, remember the buses?
Yep.
Yep.
I'll never forget, I used to drive a little mini pickup, not the kind of pickups they have nowadays, little mini pickup, and you'd have a truck like that, and my beard was actually a little bit longer at the time, and we didn't have air conditioning, you'd have to pay extra for that. You'd see one of those buses, and while you're going, you have to roll up your window real quick, and half my face would end up outside the window. It was horrible, absolutely horrible. Okay, so if I come over here, guys, this right here looks like it's, is this where the cow is being stored?
No, that's actually a dryer. It takes out the
moisture
liquid.
out of they take the moisture out of the gas coming into our fuel compressor.
Why do you have to take, oh, because it's natural gas.
Right.
Yeah, so.
Gas has to fire.
Yep.
And because it has to fire, it can't have any moisture.
Right.
Because then it will put the fire out. All right, I'm getting that. So this is part of the fueling.
Correct.
Yeah, so basically you have, this is the inlet right here. It's coming from the natural gas line.
All right.
The inlet's coming through here, has all the different valves. That right there basically saying how much cubic feet we're pumping into, that's coming into the system. Then comes in through here, comes in through this dryer, takes out excess liquid. From the excess liquid, it goes into this baby. This baby.
Oh, this isn't a generator?
That's, no.
Really?
This is the natural gas
Ooh,
pump.
Look at that.
So what this is, it comes in at a very low pressure from the street, and it gets pumped 4 different times, 4 different stages, which is an old V8 engine. Half the top hose cut off, and they install a fuel compressor in here. So those are the fuel tanks. One is to power the engine. The other one, it's like a reservoir to start sending to the trucks.
This little itty bitty thing is going to send it to all the trucks?
Yeah. So it gets pumped from here. At every stage, it gets pumped at a higher RPM, and then it gets sent to the trucks.
Okay, so once it initially comes from all over to here, comes into here, is it drawing into the?
Yes.
So there's always a draw in there.
Right. Yeah. Correct. So it's being fed that way, and then it comes out on the other side. If you notice that 2-inch pipe right here, and over there, you're gonna have a pipe about this size. That's what's fueling up the trucks.
A puny little pipe like this is filling up the truck. How long does it take to fill up a truck?
If it's just one truck, it'll take about 1 hour, because this is a slow fill station, so it's over time. It's not a fast fill that it's going to pump right away. Okay. So all of our trucks get filled in about 8 hours.
Wow, so overnight, that's when
Yes.
you guys are doing these things?
Well, usually when the trucks come in, we start them.
Okay. You guys start early too. This isn't a job to where you start at 9 o'clock and you're done by 5.
No.
We start at 4 a.m. Our drivers started coming in at 4, between 4 and 6. And from there we go to about 2, 3 in the afternoon. The trucks come in, they plug into the pumps over there, and this thing automatically starts. As soon as the first truck comes in and plugs in, this thing will start. And it starts running until all the trucks are plugged in and filled up.
Okay, I got to see this where it's going in the truck. Can
Sure.
we do that? Because
So-
this right here, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, because I can't see just a little pipe going into the...
Okay, so if you walk this way with me, I'll show you. So you notice the big line coming into the machine right there.
Yeah, that's a big old 2-incher.
Right. So when you walk to this side, this is the line going to the fuel pumps.
No way!
That's the outlet.
From 2-inch to 1/8 inch or 1/4 inch?
1/4 inch or 1/2 inch actually.
Wow. Okay, so that's going
Over
through
here you have the other side of the machine, which is the engine part of it.
Okay, so you got a couple of batteries.
Yes.
All right. Now this you only start when you need to run fuel.
Correct. Okay. Or when we're doing maintenance on it. But
right now, is it high pressure in here, or is it pumping low pressure?
So it starts at 15 psi. That's the pressure comes in from the street, and it can go up to 3,600 psi. So it comes from a slow drip.
So, I don't know if you know how much 3,600 pressure psi is. You can't put your hand in front of that without cutting your fingers off.
If you do, you cut a hole through your hand pretty much.
Yeah. So it's like a pressure washer.
Yeah.
And you get a pressure washer in there. So how many bays do you have?
10. We have 10 of them.
Does it cut it down each time?
So every time you plug in a truck, let's say a truck comes in, starts at 1,000 psi, and it's fueled up by itself for about 2 hours, and you get to 3,000 psi. Another truck comes in and it starts at 1,000 again. So the one that's at higher pressure stops fueling. Okay. Now it's only fueling the one that has lowest pressure until all the trucks reach the same pressure and they all fill up at the same time.
Okay, now I don't see a little puny hose coming through.
Okay,
here.
so the skinny hose is back here. So this is the actual pump. So I'm gonna put it back where it goes. That relieves the pressure. So this goes here. As you can see, the small line, the skinny hose is right here.
The skinny ones are here. Up to 36?
Up to 36. You have the pressure right here.
Oh,
so right now you have about 33.
Oh, that's a lot. That's like, now put this into perspective. A typical home pressure is anywhere between 25 and 35 at the absolute highest PSI. Yes. And you have 3,500 PSI going through this. Okay, so it's coming through here, goes into here.
It goes into here.
Into here.
And then it comes up to the hose. Well, this red hose comes over here to the pump.
Okay.
We plug it in. And then we just turn it on. Now, since this truck is filled up already, nothing happened. If this truck would have been below 1,800 PSI, then the machine would have turned on automatically.
So it turns on automatically?
It does.
Oh.
We don't have to do anything. We don't have to touch anything.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah. So then in the morning, drivers comes in, unplug it, and there they go.
You forget to turn the switch on and you're in trouble.
Oh, it's happened a couple times. Yes. Because if there's an issue with the machine, it has a bunch of safety features built into it. If there's a leak or low coolant or whatever it is, it'll shut down. But we do get notices.
Okay, so I hate to be cutting you off, but you're just exciting me over here. Well, where's the fuel tank?
Oh, well, this one right here. This is one right here. This is a roll off.
Oh, okay.
So the fuel tank's underneath here.
All right, so it has to be protected.
Yes.
Yeah, just like pretty much anything. Through this whole process of making things much more sustainable and that we're not eating up any emissions, our carbon footprint is going down, has gone down to nothing almost.
Almost.
Because,
Almost.
you know, because you got wear and tear that's being left. There's always a footprint of some sort. So is the trash still going all the way up to back over here?
Yes, up
Or
to
is it
about
just
right
over
here.
Oh, okay. And then inside, they still have the packers?
Yes, they do.
in there? Now, the packers half packers or are they full packers? Half packers. Huh?
Oh,
Told
you
I
remember- okay. Remember the full pack days?
I do remember. So let's take a walk over here because I've noticed that you have some pretty interesting things that are going on over here that I remember. I remember there used to be bins. My truck was a front end loader. So we had that, and we had the bins. We'd throw our weeds in there and pull them back and such. You guys have all kinds of bins over there. I mean, you got a rent-a-bin, which is one thing, and then you have all these other things, like you mentioned, Jim, the roll-offs.
Yeah.
What's a roll-off and what does it do?
Well, it's 40-yard roll-off container base. Well, we have different size containers: construction, demolition, large cleanouts, concrete removal, dirt removal, stuff like that. Wood, you know, something that's large for construction and demolition type work.
Okay. Now I noticed that on nowadays they had those really skinny small ones like this, or I don't know what they're not tall.
Low boys, those
Low
are
boys.
for heavier material, dirt, concrete. If you're replacing your driveway or redoing your driveway, you take out the old concrete or asphalt. That's where you will put it on. And the reason being, if you put it in a large box, it will be too heavy for trucks to pick up.
So this right here is a roll-off truck with a roll-off 40-yard container on it.
Oh, okay. And this as well as one of the sustainable ones with the
Correct.
fuel that you're talking about.
Yes, it's also.
You can see it a little bit better on this one. It's a little more open back here, so you can see all the emission stuff on top.
Okay, okay. Now for the record, when I used to be in this business, when I ended being in the business, they just started telling you that you had to cover your load.
Yep.
Before, do you remember, you used
Yep.
to run down the street and rubbish trucks would have trash flying out.
We don't just have to tarp them, but we also have to strap the backs down.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, things have changed. It's a good thing I'm not in the business anymore because I would cut corners like crazy.
Oh, you have
No,
no idea
you'd
how
have
bad it's
tickets
gotten.
like crazy.
Okay, so this would be a 40-yard bin.
Yes.
Correct.
Is it a true 40 yards in there, or is that just a number they use?
It's pretty close.
It's very close.
Because in the world of gardening, you know, you have a 1 gallon, a 5 gallon, a 15 gallon. Well, somebody took a big store to court and said, hey, that's not a true gallon, that's not a true 15, that's not a true 5. So now the industry is trying to change it to 1s, 5s, and 15s.
So basically, it's 20 feet long, 8 feet wide, 6 feet high.
So do the math.
Do the math. So it might be like 38 and a half yards, maybe.
Yeah, and most of our boxes are actually about 21, 22 feet long. So
It depends on the length.
Right.
Now, when you order a bin, and that's a really interesting thing because there's franchises that are out there nowadays. You just can't call you just can't call anybody. You have the people that call people in your area. What I would do is I would call these guys first and see if they can come to your area. That would be the trick. This way you could eliminate so many headaches.
We do get that a lot. That
Yeah.
people will get phone calls asking that they're doing a remodeling job or a cleanup, and first thing we ask, what city do you need this in? For that same reason, see if we're able to go. And let's say they say LA. Now we can go to LA. Now we'll give them a price. We'll explain to them the size of bins we have. That way to match what they need.
What their needs are. Now, speaking of which, are these still called 3-yarders? Yeah. So you have a 3-yarder, but they're different colors. What's going on with the
So
colors?
these are for recycling. Recycling we use for cardboard, paper, wood, whatever recycled material you might have or your company will produce. And the blue ones are for trash.
Okay, okay. When you guys have an order for a bin, how customary is it for people to take and want to overload it? And if they do overload it, what do you do with that? Because you're not there to clean up their mess.
Well, part of the ordering process is usually those brown bins over there, the rent bins, those are for one-time cleanups, if you will.
Okay.
And we tell them that they have lids, and the lids have to be closed when they're done loading it. If they don't close, we don't take it. We try to work with the customer as much as we can, as long as the driver feels it's safe to haul the bin, that nothing will come off of it once it's on the freeway flying.
Yeah. Does anybody actually have paper anymore?
Oh, yes. Really? Oh, yeah. We have a recycling program where we put either a tote or a 35-gallon box with plastic in it for all the... How much junk mail do you get, Nick?
Oh, that's a good point.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've lived in the same house for 40 years. So yeah, I mean,
yeah.
It just
So
feels like crazy.
it's whatever paper that they have. Basically, Cal Recycle says 35% of all waste is paper. Wow. That includes cardboard too.
Yeah. All right. So here we have the A-Renabin. This is when they call and you actually bring it on a trailer, because I've seen I've seen your trucks all over the place. Okay, so you bring them and you dump them off in their yards. And are they allowed to keep these in the street while they're there, or are they better to put them inside the driveway or what?
It depends on the city that it's in. Most cities will allow you to have it on the street as long as you have a permit, or on your property without a permit.
Oh, okay.
And this one roll around so you can bring it up as close as you can to the
I hate to tell you guys this, but this is just trash. But yet it's so complicated at the same time. You know?
It's not as simple as it used to be.
It's not as simple as it used to be. Okay, so this would be a 40-yarder.
That's 50.
This
That's 50.
Yes.
Why would that be 50?
Because it's 8 foot high.
8 foot high and 22 feet long.
8 foot high. And what would you put in something like that?
On this one, actually this one we use it just for our yard. We use it for
the Renabin.
The Renabin. So when the Renabin comes in full, we dump it into this box, and this box gets taken to the transfer station.
Okay.
So we have boxes for trash, 2 for trash. We have that one for cardboard, and the one right next to it is for paper. So we separate a lot of the stuff here.
Plastics over there, metals over there. So.
Now, is that based on the color, or you just know where?
We know where they are.
Yeah. And that looks like metal over there, right?
Yes, those two are metal there.
Now, why are you guys collecting pellets? I don't see any forklifts here.
Well, we have organic recycling where people come in with trailers of organic material that needs to be recycled. They bring in the trailer, we unload the trailer, put the material into bins, and then after that we keep the pallets and we recycle the pallets at a pallet company.
Okay, I hate to tell you this, I'm like a kid in a candy store. You guys live this, I don't. I have the urge to take something out of one of these bins and throw it in my car.
Be my guest.
Well, you know, guys, thank you very much for allowing us to come here to see what you guys have, enlightening everybody on how it's all put together. I guess one of my last questions here would be, how important is it for us when we see the blue, green, white trash receptacles, and for what you guys are doing as well?
For us, if you guys can separate everything, it makes our life easier, because when we take all this material to either a recycler or a dumping facility, if it's recyclables, then they will like them clean, because unfortunately there's not a lot of markets out there for contaminated recycle. It has to be clean. Otherwise it gets rejected and it gets dumped as trash. So all that work went to waste. So all it takes is just one person to do the wrong thing, and it contaminates a full load.
Yeah, you know, China, back in the day, China used to take all of our recycling, mixed everything. I mean, we mix everything together. Can't do that no more. And all the processors are in China for the mixed stuff. Mm-hmm. So now, here in United States, we don't have the processor. All the processing in China. So we need to make sure that it's clean product, because we don't have the facilities to clean out those mixed loads.
Absolutely unbelievable to know that our trash being generated here could actually end up in China.
Yes. Well, not no more. Not no more.
Not no more.
Not
okay,
no
so
more.
now it's all over here. All over the place. Okay. Well, like they say, recycle and reuse, and life will be good for you. So thanks a lot, boys. I really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks for joining me on another excursion of Things Green. Our goal is to educate, inform, and entertain so you can become exposed to a green lifestyle inside and outside of the home and community, all on your terms. Join me next time right here as we help you with Things Green.
John Delmatoff Backhoe Service has been serving Southern California for over 22 years and is a proud supporter of Things Green.
Being out in the yard and garden has never been so much fun. With our many playful laser-cut pet, garden, and yard signs. More information at InStyleSteel.com.
For nearly 90 years, the Bonide family has provided solutions to lawn and garden pest problems. Whether it's an insecticide, weed killer, fungicide, or plant care product, Bonide products will provide you the best solution to your lawn, garden, or home pest problem.
Southland Sod Farms, creators of genuine marathon sod. Pre-grown tall fescue grass. More information at sod.com.
Dram Garden Products, makers of watering tools since the 1940s. Committed to saving water with handheld tools, hoses, and water wands. More information at dram.com.
And that's the way you keep your plants moist. Hi, I'm inviting you to come down to one of the free home shows where I give free garden talks. All you have to do is go to my website, thingsgreen.com, to see when the dates and the venues are at.